Yo, YouTube, what up? I'm back with another reaction video. Should I repeat that? Another reaction video. And today we got homes of people who hate the outside world. That means they in isolation. Either they in isolation or they really just hate people. You know, you can live around a bunch of people and just hate it. It's kind of me every day. Everywhere I go, I see people. I hate all y'all. Just kidding. I am just kidding. Kinda. But anyway, not to say too much. Let's get into this video, man, and hopefully this is a good one. I think it's always interesting to see the different parts of the world that I know nothing about. That's why I like to travel. But with this, hopefully I get a chance to see some that's crazy. You know, something jaw-dropping. Everybody wants excitement. So let's see.
Homes of people who truly hate the outside world.
All right, let's get into it.
Katsky Pillar.
Katsky Pillar.
Sometimes, a little distance from people and the chaos of daily life can do wonders for the soul. One man took that idea to the extreme by living in an old church perched on top of a limestone pillar, 130 feet above the ground. This incredible spot, the Katsky Pillar, is in the village of Katsky in western Georgia's Emirati region. The structure dates back to the 9th century, when it was built by Christian ascetics known as stylites. These monks believed living on high pillars brought them closer to God. The pillar has a church, 3 hermit cells, a wine cellar, a stone crypt, and even a curtain wall. It's only accessible by ladder, making it a perfect retreat for solitude seekers. The site was abandoned in the 15th century during the Ottoman invasion, but rediscovered in 1944 by a Georgian mountaineer. Decades later, in 1993, Maxim Kavtaradze made the pillar his home. After serving time in prison for drug charges, Maxim felt the need to cleanse himself of evil and reconnect with God. He's been living there ever since, dedicating his days to prayer, meditation, and simplicity.
Max ain't fooling me. You ain't fooling me, brother. Look, he got out of prison or whatever for drugs, so he moved there. You know why he moved there, so now he get high all he want, and nobody knows nothing. Nobody'll know. He go to the town, go to the village, whatever, get his little packs off and go back up top. Bro, if anybody lives there for real, if he lives for real, he got to climb up and down that ladder every day. That is wild. That's the type of dude you don't want to fight because he's strong. He get a good workout every day. He gonna knock you out. One hitter quitter, he gonna knock you out. Leave that man alone. I know that place haunted. It gotta be. I know it's a church, but just think about it. It just look creepy. If you gotta look up to see it, and nah, that's creepy. I would have a heart attack living there, especially when it rain or a big wind come through.
Truly extraordinary life, far above the hustle and bustle. Before we continue, here is an interesting topic. This image has recently gone viral on the internet. The image showed a house on the top of a rock. Some people claim that this place belongs to a person who hated people and built his home at this place to stay away from people, while others say that this place was once an island that has ended up in its current form due to an earthquake. But what are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments.
It looked like an AI picture.
Tristan da Cunha, Tristan, Atlantic Ocean. If you've ever needed a solid excuse to skip a family vacation, try this. Sorry, Mom, I'm stuck on an island with no airport, and it's a 7-day boat ride back. Sounds dramatic, but that's life on Tristan da Cunha, a tiny British outpost in the South Atlantic Ocean. This remote island is the definition of off the beaten track. With no airport or deep harbor, the only way in or out is by one of the 9 boats that visit each year. Once you arrive, you're stuck for at least a month, which for some sounds like absolute bliss. Tristan da Cunha is home to about 270 people, all spread out across 38 square miles. The island has a volcano cone, a pub, a small hospital, some roads, and a golf course so run down that chickens have taken over. As far as industry goes, potatoes are the island's main crop. They also export lobsters and crawfish while raising livestock for their own needs.
I'm sorry, why would you want to live there?
Completely self-sufficient, Tristan da Cunha is perfect for anyone dreaming of a life far from the hustle and bustle. If peace, quiet, and a truly unique address appeal to you, this remote island might just be the ultimate getaway. Elliðaey Island. For years, a picture of a lonely little house sitting on a vast island surrounded by nothing but ocean made its way around the internet.
I've seen this on the internet before.
No one really knew the story behind it. Some thought it was Bjork's house. Others imagined it belonged to a rich celebrity. Or maybe it was a zombie apocalypse hideout. It looked so isolated that it just had to be something mysterious, right? The island, Elliðaey, sits off Iceland's southern coast and has been a magnet for rumors.
Like, that's too much isolation.
But no, it's not someone's escape from the outside world. Well, sort of. About 300 years ago, 5 families lived there, choosing a quiet life away from the mainland. They survived by raising cattle, fishing, and hunting puffins. It worked out for them until it didn't. After 200 years, people started leaving for better opportunities on the mainland. Eventually, everyone moved away. Before they left, though, they built a lodge. That's the house you see in the pictures. It's still in use today during puffin hunting season, but don't expect luxury. It has no running water or electricity. So, no, it's not Bjork's house, and it's definitely not a zombie hideout. Just a humble hunting lodge with a fascinating past. Village of Gásadalur. Imagine you're picking a place to live, and these are your 2 options. Hike over 2,000 feet of rough mountain terrain followed by a long trek, or climb a steep cliff straight from a boat. That's what life was like for anyone living in the tiny village of Gásadalur. And yes, you're definitely pronouncing that perfectly. Gásadalur is tucked away in the Faroe Islands, completely cut off from the rest of the world by towering mountains and a massive sea cliff. If you're not big on socializing, this place might feel like heaven.
That's pretty, the waterfall and everything.
For most of its history, the only way to get there was either to scale stairs carved into the cliffside or take on a grueling mountain hike. Needless to say, this wasn't a place for casual visitors. Life in Gásadalur stayed quiet and remote for years, with just a handful of hardy locals farming and tending the land. By 2012, only 18 people still called it home. But things have started to change. A tunnel blasted through the mountains now connects the village to the rest of the Faroe Islands by road. It's not exactly bustling, but with easier access, there's hope that this tiny village might grow a bit, and maybe even welcome a few more people who don't mind the quiet life. The Crystal Mill. If avoiding people sounds like your idea of paradise, then the Crystal Mill in Colorado might be your dream spot. It's so remote and tricky to reach that visitors have to sign a waiver just to snap a photo. The Crystal Mill, originally called the Sheep Mountain Powerhouse, was built in 1892 along the Crystal River. Back in the day, it powered pneumatic tools and ventilated nearby mines. Now abandoned, it has a rugged charm that could tempt anyone looking to escape the world. Getting there isn't easy. The road is made of shale and granite, narrow and bumpy, winding through mountainous terrain. Plenty of vehicles have tipped over attempting the journey, so it's not for the faint-hearted. Once you arrive, you'll find the mill perched precariously on a rocky ledge with the river rushing below. If you wanted to live there, you'd have to climb a homemade ladder to reach it. So don't expect grocery trips to be simple. But if lugging one bag at a time up a ladder sounds worth it for total seclusion, the Crystal Mill might just be the perfect hideaway for your inner hermit. Hermitage of San Colombano, Eremo di San Colombano. How does the idea of climbing a nearly 400-foot rock face or navigating 102 rock-carved stairs with arms full of groceries sound? If it means living far away from people, it just might be worth the effort. The Hermitage of San Colombano is tucked into a sheer cliff face about 2 miles from Rovereto in northern Italy. Built around the 10th century and inhabited as early as 753, this unique structure is sheltered by natural rock roofing, keeping it protected from the elements. Its location makes it tricky to access for both locals and visitors, which only adds to its charm as a secluded getaway. Legend has it that the hermitage was dedicated to Saint Colombano, who, as a young knight, killed a dragon responsible for the deaths of baptized children in the Lino River below. While the story adds a mythical touch, the hermitage itself is steeped in history. Today, it's open to the public and serves as the starting point for the treasures of Tramboleno route. Its almost camouflaged position makes it an ideal spot for anyone dreaming of solitude. If you're ready for a break from the world, this hidden gem might just be your perfect escape.
No lie.
Casa do Penedo Stone House, Boulder House.
What?
Some people spend their holidays in caravans or tents, while others go all out with fancy RVs. And then there are those who see a pile of rocks and think, that would make the perfect home. That's exactly how Casa do Penedo came to be. Located in the Faith region of northern Portugal, this quirky house was built in 1972 by holidaymakers looking for something a little different. They wanted a getaway that felt unique, so they started building a house that wouldn't look out of place in the Flintstones neighborhood. Nestled in the countryside, Casa do Penedo is made of massive rocks, with a roof, windows, a door, and even a chimney.
No. My nigga Patrick Starr would love that place.
Step inside, and it's as rustic as you'd expect. There's no electricity, and the furniture is all made of logs. The star of the show, a 550-pound eucalyptus wood couch. It's the ultimate spot if you're dreaming of escaping modern life for a while. While it's no longer used as a holiday home, Casa do Penedo is still standing and open for visits. If you're ever exploring northern Portugal, this one-of-a-kind stone house is worth a stop to see how living among the rocks might feel. Agia Triada. If nosy neighbors or door-to-door salespeople drive you up the wall, then Agia Triada might just be your dream home, though convincing someone to let you live there might be tricky. Agia Triada, or the Holy Trinity Monastery, is perched atop a massive rock in Meteora, Greece. It's been an active monastery since 1362 and sits next to the St. Stephen's Nunnery. To reach it, you'll need to tackle 140 steep steps carved into the rock, but trust me, the climb is worth it. The views from the top are absolutely breathtaking, stretching far across the surrounding landscape. The monastery itself has everything you'd need for a peaceful escape. A chapel, a small church, and stunning artwork dating back to 1682. If that's not enough to win you over, here's a fun fact. Parts of the James Bond movie For Your Eyes Only were filmed here. So, not only would you have the ultimate isolated retreat far from prying eyes, but you'd also be living in a place that pops up every time you watch an iconic spy flick. Talk about a home with both serenity and star power. Church of St. John in Ranui, Italy. Imagine waking up every day surrounded by forests, dramatic mountains, and a bright blue sky. Sounds like paradise, right? That's the vibe at the Church of St. John in Ranui, Italy. While you can't actually live there, you can rent it out for a wedding or special event if you're feeling fancy. This charming little church, along with a nearby farm, are the only buildings for miles. It's perfect if you're not a fan of crowds or interruptions from the outside world. The church itself is picture perfect, with a shingle-pitched roof, a bell tower, and vibrant walls filled with stunning artwork. One of its most unique features is the marbled wood altar, which includes two fascinating, and a little odd, paintings of St. John Nepomuk presenting his tongue to Jesus. Strange? Definitely. Memorable? Absolutely. If by some miracle you managed to turn this place into your home, you'd be living in the ultimate peaceful retreat. Farmland surrounds the area, giving you whisper quiet days with nothing but the sound of nature. It's close enough to life's essentials, yet far enough away that you wouldn't have to worry about nosy neighbors or pesky door-to-door salespeople ever again. Chess Pavilion, Mount Huashan, China. If you're not afraid of heights, exercise, or new experiences, then Mount Huashan in China could be the adventure you're looking for. This mountain stands over 7,000 feet high and is one of the 5 sacred mountains of China. But it's not just about the natural beauty. There are Taoist temples, shrines, tea houses, and pathways carved into the cliffs, all waiting for you as you climb. According to ancient Chinese legend, the main path up Mount Huashan took 3,000 years to build, stretching about 7.5 miles and rising nearly 6,000 feet. But there's more to this mountain than just a challenging climb. There's also the chess pavilion, which seems to be out in the middle of nowhere. Perched on a rock face, this pagoda looks impossible to reach, but with a daring descent using metal bars and old footholds, you can make your way down. Once you get there, you can enjoy incredible views and even play a game of chess. Climbing Mount Huashan is definitely not for the faint of heart, but if you're looking for an experience that takes you to the edge, literally and figuratively, and offers a peaceful escape from the world, this could be your perfect adventure. Just don't forget your courage. Until now, we have watched some houses outside the world. Now we are going to see some unbelievable hidden houses.
Yeah, let's see some hidden houses,
Lukomir,
man. Turn me up.
Bosnia, Herzegovina. If you're feeling overwhelmed by technology and the fast pace of modern life, then Lukomir might just be the perfect escape. Tucked away nearly 5,000 feet above sea level and about 30 miles from Sarajevo, this 300-year-old village feels like stepping back in time. But be warned, don't plan your visit in winter unless you're ready to ski your way in. Lukomir is thought to be the most isolated village in Herzegovina, Bosnia, and it's perfect for anyone who dreams of a quieter, simpler life. Unlike most places that have changed with the times, this village has stayed true to its roots. The stone houses still have cherry wood shingle roofs, and the women wear traditional wool garments just like they did over a century ago. Getting there isn't exactly easy. You'll start on a paved road, which eventually turns into a dirt track. In winter, the snow takes over, and the only way in is on skis. But if you make it, the locals will make you feel right at home. They'll welcome you with homemade Bosnian pie, tea, or coffee, and share stories about their peaceful way of life. So, if you're looking for a break from the noise and distractions of the modern world, Lukomir offers a glimpse into a simpler, more grounded existence, and maybe even some delicious pie.
Ain't nothing wrong with being isolated. I feel like if you're gonna be isolated, you should do it. If you don't want to be around people, do it. However, I think there's limits to it. These people in this village probably drive each other crazy. I know the crime rate not high, because obviously if it's 18 of y'all living there and one gone, y'all gonna notice that for sure. Or if somebody get robbed, the word gonna get around extra quick. So I know all y'all probably family, but I know y'all drive each other nuts. And if you want to get away, you probably gotta walk far, or don't get me wrong, it's peaceful, but that's too peaceful. Like, you'll drive yourself crazy being alone like that. No outside world at all. I mean, you telling me you ain't getting on TikTok. You're not playing a video game. What are you doing for fun? Ain't no gyms there. You're not going to hoop. You're not lifting weights. Like, what do you do besides go sit out on the back porch every day? That's not fun. Or go gather food. You going backwards. You got to go gather food. You ain't got no store there. Got to go pick berries. Go hunt for food. Go fish for food. Like, I get it. That's where we came from, right? It just don't sound fun to me. I'm sorry. I'm spoiled.
Just Room Enough Island, Canada. Have you ever felt like your home is just too crowded? Maybe door-to-door salespeople keep showing up with their latest vacuum cleaners, or your mother-in-law pops in uninvited multiple times a week. It can be overwhelming. If you're looking for a place to escape from all that, Just Room Enough Island might be the perfect solution. Located east of Ontario on the St. Lawrence River, this tiny island is so small that it can barely fit anything. Just enough room for a house, a small beach area, and one tree. It's the smallest island of 1,864 islands in the Thousand Islands Archipelago, which is shared by New York and Ontario, right on the Canadian-US border. The island is about 3,300 square feet, roughly the size of a tennis court. The Sizeland family bought it in the 1950s as a vacation lodge, and it became a popular tourist spot because of its uniqueness. But if you're hoping to get away from people, its fame might not work in your favor. There are always curious visitors hoping to see this tiny island for themselves. Even though it might not look like much, Just Room Enough Island is a legitimate island, meeting all the requirements, like having at least one living tree above water year-round and being more than 1 square foot in size. If you want to escape the crowds, this might just be your perfect getaway.
When it rains, what do they do? Because I know when it rains, it's going to like flood the crib. It's going to flood the crib. What? I don't know. All of these were interesting though, I can't lie. They're all interesting. Most of them seem like hard work to get to. So that don't sound enticing to me. And it's not encouraging. I don't care. I don't want to climb up 150 stairs to get to where I'm going. I don't. I think I'm a little bit too modernized for all of these places. Some people really don't got a choice though. Some people were born into living in these places. So they grew up and that's all they know. That's kind of unfortunate. It's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, man, I'm done with this video because this video making me sad and depressed. I can't lie. All these people, it's too much space, too much loneliness. It's good to have some neighbors. It's good to have some unwanted solicitors come to your door. Like, it all build character. You feel me? It's good to go to the grocery store. I don't want to grab a basket and go pick my potatoes and pick my berries. I don't want to do that. So for everybody out there that be complaining about how life going, it could be worse. You got to go hunt for your food. You might not have heat or air in your house. It could be worse. You just literally step outside and see nobody for miles. Depressing. Y'all be cool how y'all be cool, man. Be smooth how y'all be smooth. Peace.